Hello and welcome back. A few weeks ago or a month ago, I already did a review about current voltage source, and it actually is a process calibrator. And it came here, and it was not expensive at all. It's around, well, between $20 to $30, depends where you live, needs to be shipped. And but it came uncalibrated, and I showed you also directly how you can calibrate it, but of course you need your own calibration source then to calibrate this thing. And we calibrated voltage and we calibrated the current, and then it was a reasonable, it's a nice device. I purely bought it because I needed the current source, and but later I started to look a bit farther, uh, and if there were also improved versions of it. And well, this already was an improved one. It is the LB02G, and I think it is the improved version of the LB01. Um, I'm not sure what is improved, but because this was my first one. But I found another one, and it is the LB02A. And the LB02A is improved from the LB02 standard. And there is only a slight difference, and I will show you what. And this is what it looks like. And you can see it already is a lot more professional. I will show you how it came in the box because that already looked a lot better too. Okay, here it is. Came in the box. Here's a manual. Nothing wrong with it. And look at it. It comes with a charge cable, just like the other one, and it comes with proper bananas with crocodiles. That is all a huge improvement. Also, this USB cable, if I compare to the look, this just looks proper. If I compare to the other one, and it comes in a nice cover. So look at that. You can see this is a different quality immediately. Also, this you needed to put your plug, put your own wires. Well, this one only has two connectors, and it can do a lot more. Let's zoom in a bit. Well, here we have both of them. This one is the LB02G, and as I mentioned, it came uncalibrated. You need to put your own cables, and I did. One pair is the voltage, and the other pair is if you want to measure current. And well, as I said, uncalibrated. This one is calibrated when it comes, and if you see here, this is just a standard display. The wheel is very convenient. You can turn the voltage or you switch it over to current. Very convenient. This one is different. As I saw when we unpack, it came with proper cables. It only has two connectors. So, and you just switch the device. It has a proper display. I think the device looks even better if you take the foil off. Let me try to do that. Yes, look at that. This is a beauty. Yeah, wow. This one can do a lot more. Let me get the specs. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. I wrote down a few specs and I even forgot a few. The LB02G, that is the old one I showed you. It can do -10 +10 accuracy of 10 millivolt. It can do 0 to 22 milliamps, and that is more or less all the basic functions. And on top of that, it's not calibrated when it comes. It's easy to program yourself, but then you need another calibration source. This is in euros, so in dollars it will be more, and also you probably need to pay more shipping than we do here in the Netherlands because we have a special shipping treaty with China. So maybe you need to see this as between $20 and $30, and this one maybe up to $80. This may be $100, etc. But in euros, this is more or less correct if you live in the Netherlands. Then you have the LB02, and I was doubting between the LB02 and the LB02A, but on the AliExpress there was no specifications for the LB02. Only the specifications were for the LB02A, so I didn't want to take the risk. And it was like 10 to $15 more. So I thought I'm not going to take the risk. I like it when it has specifications. So that's why I picked this one. But in the end, I didn't need that. As you can see, it also goes a little bit higher, up to 11 volts. It doesn't do the minus, but of course, if you just reverse your plugs, that is more or less the same. As you can see, it is very, very accurate. 0.025% plus 1. And the nice thing, it also has a millivolt output, and it has the same accuracy. It goes up to 24 milliamps. That is also very accurate, as you can see. And on top of that, it is calibrated and it can emulate. So it can emulate all kinds of thermocouple. As you can see, the PT100, the CU50, and yeah, I think these are also temperature controlled sensors. It can not only read it, it can also output it. So yeah, and there is also a 24 volts output, as you can see, and the 2A, the improved, can also read frequencies. And you can see it can also measure volts and ohms. That is nice. So more or less you can see it's getting more and more and more. And it can also do ohms out, and I didn't write that down. And it can read ohms and it can emulate ohms. So that's also cool. If you want to do that with your multimeter, you need to calibrate it. And then there is a super improved one. That is the LB06. That is very specific. Really, if you are in that production environment and you do need to measure a lot of things. The O2 can also do as an extra here the PT1000, and they are more or less the same. And the only thing is that this one can do also the master slave for the Modbus and the heart. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is kind of a communication protocol between these sensor devices, I think. So if you need that, your only choice is then the LB06. So let's see how accurate these are. So I hope that was not too boring, staring at this spec sheet all the time. But we're gonna play now in practice a bit. My meter is already heated meanwhile. That was the good thing I was talking. Yeah, some people say you need at least half an hour. Well, it was about 10-15 minutes. So just to show you, this is my calibrator I usually use. It matches with my Keithley and it matches with my HP. So let's first do a base check. Well, 5 volt as you can see. Let's 7.5 and 10 volts. Oh, I even can put more accuracy. Put 5. Well, I would say that is 5. We can do the same here. Yes, let me zoom in a bit. That is 5. And we go to 10. Well, that is 10. 10, 0, 0, 0, 8, 9. Perfect. Let's see. They say it's calibrated. if it is calibrated. Now we go back to the Keathley because that's more easy for you to see, and they have the exact same measurement. So I will zoom in again on the device. Okay, switch it on. Look at that, looks cool. As you can see now it's 10 volts out, but I think if you push volts again, you can also measure volts in. But first we do out, because if we kind of compare it to the other one that was only a generator, we do out. I haven't found how you can quickly change the values. Maybe you can just, if I say I want 10 volts, maybe I can just type that, but I haven't found it yet. Can I do now 1? No. Go back. So if I want 5 volts, I haven't found yet how to do that. Maybe I need to read, but well, I think you know by now I'm not a real reader. So 5 volts. Let's see what it says. Well, I think that is calibrated. Look at this. This is below the millivolts. This is perfect. So let's go to 10 volts. It's a little bit noisy. 10 volts. And 10 volts is 1 millivolt off. Now it's less because the 10 was 10,007, so it's 0.4 millivolt. That is very low. And let's see if we do the millivolt setting, because that is completely new. We didn't have that in the other. So if I say 1 millivolt, yeah, 1 millivolt, 10 millivolts. This is pretty good. Go to 100. And this is out of the box. This is calibrated by the factory. So that is very convenient. Yeah. Let's do, if I zoom out, maybe you can see a little bit better what I do. So you can see both, I think. Yeah. So what if I switch now to 24 volts? I don't know. Okay. I think it's now in a kind of, this is a different mode. I probably need to read this. This is maybe a current loop for 20. Okay. Now we are in the ohms anyway. Maybe I can even do the ohms setting. If I put 9 ohms, 20 ohms. Cool. Ohms mode. Can also do that. Can emulate the resistor somehow. 20 ohms. You see it is a little bit off. Let's go to 100. Oh. Yeah. Ohms. Oh, now it's spot on. So the lower, maybe also because of the wires I use. For the lower, I probably need better cables. Because the higher you go, the lesser the cables matter, of course. I probably should be able to go to 1000 because of the PT1000. 500. Yeah, look at it. Yeah, love it. Milliamps we have Mm, look at that fee. 4 million. Look at this. And it should be able to go to up to 24, I think. Yeah, great. Well, it can also read voltage, so let's do that with the, let me, well, it should be able to read voltages also. So if I push again the voltage button, it goes to input. And I like also the fact that it's only two connectors, so you don't need to think. So now it should be reading. And instead of 2.5, it says 2.498. But you know the story with my calibrator. That is exactly right. Let's go to 5 volts. And that is, well, also. Yeah, it is a fractional off, but I like it. Just out of the factory. I have now put the output mode to frequency. And let me check the oscilloscope. It just gives a nice pulse. And, oh, sorry for the movement. 0.1 kilohertz. And as you can see, exactly 100 hertz. So if I now go to 1 kilohertz, here it is. 1.00007. So even the frequency is very, very accurate. 2 kilohertz. Yeah, you see a little shoot over, but also I didn't terminate it. Maybe it's not necessary, I don't know. Maybe if let's see if I do, but I don't think so. It's needed. It's probably all very high impedance, so probably we just lose a lot of power, I think. I don't think it can handle that much current. No. How high does it go? Probably 10 kilohertz. Yeah, 10 kilohertz. But it is spot on, yeah, then it starts to look not that nice. I wonder if the higher frequency with your standard cables really make sense. But if it needs to trigger on the upwards, that is no problem at all, because that will absolutely work. Okay, now I'm putting the 10 kilohertz also on the frequency counter. If you wonder if the 10K is 10K, yes it is, because this is already below the hertz. So 10K is 10K, and it says exactly the same as the oscilloscope that did. And the frequency counter here is connected to the GPSDO, so this is really what it does. So that is also, if you wonder, can it read frequencies? Yes, also up to 10K, I think. I can try a little bit more. It is now connected to the field tech. Also connected to the external reference. I made a modification for that. And if I put it to 20, no, it doesn't do that. It also goes up to 10. And yeah, the other frequency, it was a little bit high. So that means the internal clock of this one runs a little bit high. And then, of course, if you read, you will read lower. Nine. Well, that works perfect. Nice little frequency counter for lower frequencies. So that was it. Quick test. I didn't read, so I didn't test all the options, but I think I could show you a fair bit of the options that are in there. And if I need to make a choice again to buy this one or this one, I will probably immediately go for this one because it can do so much more. And the spec sheet I will also put for download, and you don't need to look that up yourself. And maybe the LB02 is also fine for you, and you will also save some $15 if you don't need the frequencies. If you, what else? Yeah, I think it's only the frequencies and the PT1000. If you don't have that, you can also save a few bucks there and just go for the LB02. And the accuracy of both of them, according to the website of brightwinelectronics.com, where I took the specs from. This one doesn't say Brightwin, but it looks exactly the same. And this one does say Brightwin, and I found them both on that website. So look there if you want to have some more information. And I will put, of course, the links also of the devices. But the feel is also so much better. And I like that it even comes with a proper casing so you don't damage it. I like the fact that it only has 2 connectors instead of 6. And then you need to connect your own cables. Both charged by USB. And the display is, look at that, it's very clear. It comes calibrated from factory. That was a real plus. And the calibration makes sense if I look at my meters. So they really did a good job with this one. So then you can really use it as a calibrator. Well, this one was nice, but then you also already needed to have a calibrator. So if you still need to buy one, I think this one. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.